Penguin Random House Audio presents LA Sun, My Life, My City, My Food by Roy Choi with Tin Nguyen and Natasha Phan. Hello, I'm Roy. Get in. We're going for a ride. I dedicate this to Jean and Kaylin, who I don't write about much in this book because the moments we share together are our own. I love you guys forever and ever and ever and ever. For it is easy to criticize and break down the spirit of others, but to know yourself takes a lifetime. The possession of anything begins in the mind. Bruce Lee. Thank you to all of you in and out of our lives. Gracias por todo. This book is a part of you too, Roy, Tien, and Natasha. Introduction. Right around the time I started writing this story, I picked up a book about tribal tattoos written by a Samoan chief. The opening line began, "I had to write this book." That first line was so powerful to me. It struck me then as I started putting the pages of my life together, and it strikes me now as I sit here writing this introduction after, funnily enough, having finished this book. He wrote that line because he was compelled to tell the story of his tribe and his islands, because he thought it was his destiny to help keep former generations alive by documenting the folklore, the information, and the stories that are passed down through the art of the tattoo. So it wasn't that he wanted to write that book. He had to. It was a spiritual duty. In a small, weird way, I feel the same about this book. I had to write this book to tell the story of my journey from immigrant to latchkey kid to lowrider to misfit to gambler to a chef answering his calling. To tell the story of Los Angeles and the people who live here, and to preserve it all on wax. But before we get knee-deep in the messy yet beautiful chapters of my life, maybe it'll help to have a little map in your pocket. I mean, LA is a huge place, and sometimes the glare of stereotypes and television screens blinds visitors to its true character. The amazing cultural diversity of our residents and the food. That motherfucking LA food. So let me play tour guide for a minute and show you around. We'll start in the same place I started when I immigrated here with my family from South Korea in 1972, Olympic Boulevard and Vermont Avenue. This is a big intersection in the middle of a neighborhood that's now the hardworking community of Koreatown, where the smoke from the Korean barbecue grills will stick to your hair for days, no matter which fancy shampoo you choose, and where you'll wash down your beers with crispy Korean fried chicken before hitting a multitude of other bars. A few miles north of here is Hollywood. A dozen miles to our west is Sawtelle Boulevard, a little street with some of the best ramen and sushi in the country. Keep going west to see the canals of Venice and to kiss the sands of Malibu. UCLA and Beverly Hills aren't too far from the beaches, and if we hop northbound on the 405 and 101, we'll hit the San Fernando Valley, Granada Hills, Burbank, Tarzana, Sherman Oaks. Or, if we ride the 405 southward instead, we'll drive right into the cradle of the South Bay, Torrance, Gardena, Carson, Long Beach. East of Koreatown is downtown proper, where Hill and Broadway split like wooden chopsticks through Chinatown, and the wind tunnels of Pershing Square whoosh us through the Jewelry District. Farther northeast of downtown is a whole other world. The hills of Pasadena, the tacos and burritos and families in East LA and Boyle Heights. The amazing noodles and pho and soup dumplings in the San Gabriel Valley. And there's so much more. From the SGV, we'll jump down the 710 or 605 freeway and drive through Commerce or Bell Gardens, passing factories and a casino or two along the way. Roll down your window and smell the sweet drippings of lechon and carne asada smoking in the backyards as we swing by Cerritos or Whittier. Keep going south, and there they are, our neighbors, Orange County and Riverside. To loop back to LA, we'll head up the 110 freeway, pull off in South Central and Inglewood for a hot minute to ride the wide streets, and grub on barbecue, soul food, and then swoop west on the 10 through downtown to end up right back where we started, right here on the corner of Olympic and Vermont, the heart of Koreatown. I know, we covered a lot of ground, but don't sweat it. I got the wheel and a full tank of gas. All you have to do is sit back and trust. In the pages that follow, you'll see a little bit of this magical city through the lens of my life and through the food of the people who really live here. Through all of that, you'll start to understand this amazing place that I was raised in and taste the flavors of the streets of LA. Thank you for joining me on this ride through the crooked journeys of my life. LA welcomes you, and I welcome you with love. Oh, by the way, are you hungry? Let me cook for you. I got that too. You're riding shotgun with Poppy now. What could possibly go wrong? Hey, this is Roy again. LA Sun is a memoir, but it's also chock full of meaningful recipes that we've included in a downloadable PDF, so you can check them out while you listen and whenever you find the time and inspiration. That might have been the first time I ever said downloadable PDF in my life, only for y'all. Before diving into the recipes, check out ingredients you might need to stock up your pantry. Chapter 1. Mother Sauces. Seoul, South Korea, 1970. A hospital room in the heart of downtown Cheongno-gu. A baby with a big Frankenstein head drenched in his own blood, with more spewing out through his upper cleft like lava erupting from a volcano. Wailing, crying. Yeah, they stitched me up all right. But when the rumble in the jungle was over, I had a fat lip and a Harry Potter scar between my mouth and nose. One hell of a hectic entry into this world, huh? My parents actually met in Los Angeles in 1967. They were in Korea before then, on opposite sides of the country, in fact. My mom's from the most famous province in the north, Pyeongando. It's cold up there, where the country meets China. I don't know too much more, as communism has washed away a lot of history, and it's taboo to talk too much about it in the South. But I do know that the herbs and plants there would make even Humboldt County blush. And I know that my mom's family took those raw ingredients and turned them into something pretty spectacular. As family legend had it, they had a magic touch, homage. Flavors in their fingertips. Flavors that had been passed down over thousands of years, from generation to generation to generation. Flavors that were now part of their very spirit. My mom grew up on things like mandu, dumplings filled with mountain herbs mixed with ground meat and seafood, and naengmyeon, cold buckwheat or arrowroot noodles, done two ways, both cold. One served in ice-cold beef broth with mustard and vinegar. The other has dried skate mixed in with the deadliest of the deadly chili paste and filled with garlic, leaving your dragon's breath stinking for days. Fucking delicious. My mom was sister number 4 and child number 5, right after my first uncle. She actually was supposed to be a boy but came out a girl, so they flipped around the Korean boy's name. Namja is man in Korean. Make it Jaenam, and you got my mom. She went to the second best all-girls school in the country, Jinmyeong, and even though her grades weren't the best, she was the queen bee of her crew, and she ruled the school. She continued on to Hanyang University. Then in 1966, when she was all of 20 years old, my mom decided to take herself to the next level and head to America. The story was, she was going to the United States to attend art school. If you saw a photo of her at the Gimpo airport, though, ready to cross the Great Pacific, you'd see her outfit showing more art than school. Jackie O gear, big stunner shades, a beautiful handbag. She was young, sassy, and pretty. How could the City of Angels be all that tough? My dad, meanwhile, is from Jeollanam-do in the south. That's a province known for its food and the temper of its people. All that spicy, pungent, funky stuff you may associate with Korean food, from kimchi to pickled intestines and even to bibimbap, comes from this province. Now, don't get me wrong, the rest of Korea has kimchi too. It's just this southwest region has the stinkiest and it's the most brash. And like flamingos pink from plankton, the people are what they eat. Tough, rude at times, abrasive, dominant, vivacious, conniving. Everybody hates the Cholla people. Sometimes in envy and sometimes for good reason.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?